Hey, what's up, guys? So, I know I haven't made a video in a real long freaking time. I've mainly been using Twitch. Just so much easier to go on there and hit stream and not have to deal with all the bullshit of uh, editing and then uploading and everything else, but I figured I'd do this. Um, Essentially, what I'm trying to do is for any of the new members that have never been in the server, this won't be new to them, but this will at least help them figure out how to do something that's, in my opinion, pretty simple, but some people may have issues with it. It's also to give old members a virtual tour of what the CAD's about. We were using a company that they were charging monthly, and it was getting to the point of where it was adding up real quick. You know, as the months progressed, technically the years progressed, it was a lot of money that I spent on something that realistically didn't offer a whole hell of a lot. This CAD, by the way, is not mine. I don't own it. I didn't design it. I didn't create it. It's actually designed, as you can see right down here, by a company called Babaji. Um, Really cool dudes. Um, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost positive the main designer, developer, and the owner of the company, he goes on Discord by Black Jesus. He's a cool dude, real easy to get along with, real easy to talk to. You know, even in fact, yesterday he messaged me at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, I'm going to update your CAD. You know, did it without me having to go through a bunch of hoops or anything else. I woke up this morning and everything was done. Simple, straightforward. These guys have put a lot of time and effort. If you've seen a lot of CADs for 5M, especially anything GTA 5 related, they're all the same shit. Fucking basic, boring looking CADs. This thing is fucking amazing with the amount of shit that you can do to it. Obviously, as you can see, the design of it is a Panasonic Toughbook that if you ever are in a police car or see a police car, that is actually what sits on their console. So what I'll do is I'll make a new login. I'm not going to use it. I'll end up logging out of it and going back into my main one so that way I can show you guys around. But it's real simple. Obviously, you're going to click on sign up and it's going to ask you for all this information. So we'll just put, we'll use my Civ name. It's going to ask you for a call sign. If you're a civilian, you're not going to have a call sign in our server. So you can just put NA. For your department rank, same thing. You don't have one in the civilian side, so just put NA. You may actually be able to leave them blank. Let's see if it'll let me leave them blank first, because I never tried when I first signed up. I signed up for my LEO stuff. Put in your email. I don't believe this has any restrictions as far as email. I know the last CAD that we used forever had restrictions where you couldn't use Hotmail, you couldn't use a bunch of other ones. It was mainly wanting a Gmail account. So it's loading up, and it's not, it's going through and doing a bunch of crap, so it's not like, oh, this fucking internet sucks or, anything else. There's so much stuff to it. Once we get into it, you guys will see what's actually there and why it's doing that. So as soon as you log in, it's going to show you here. So like right now, it shows you that there's one civilian online, one LEO online. That's just the people that are in the CAD doing stuff. We've got a whole bunch of different stuff as far as I can change whatever I want to say in there. You've got this, scrolling ticker. If you're a police officer, as far as stats go, it'll show you, all the stuff that was made. It looks weird right now just because of the fact that last night we had to delete the database, so there was literally nothing. We're starting over again. So it's going to be a little bit before people start running up the leaderboards. You can see wanted people. And what's cool is you can, you know, these aren't pertaining to our server. These are examples that he has in there, so that way you can kind of see how it comes up. You know, if they have a picture in, it'll come up here, and each person is gonna be wanted for a different reason. If we put out a warrant, this is where it's gonna go. So this way, no matter what you are, you can see this. So I can go through and actually delete each one of them. I'm not on my main account, so I can't delete them. If you have an issue with a player or a civilian, an LEO, you know, if you want to be a little narc, you can come over here and report them. Try not to do it this way. If you have an issue, come and talk to a moderator, admin. You know, they'll talk to me if it's something really bad. If you are a LEO and you just left that shit blank, you can come back through here and put in a rank and a call sign and hit save information. Obviously, don't claim you're a rank that you're not. We can see it, and you'll see it on the other end, so that way it'll keep you honest. You know, show recent arrests, all that stuff, so that way civilians can sit there and kind of see what is out there, who's doing what, everything else. Shows current stolen vehicles. So as far as that, I haven't obviously been able to accept mine, so I have to log out and go back onto my main. So now, if I were to come through, and I can delete all this shit, because this is just examples. It has nothing to do with our server. Same thing with recent arrests. You know, I can just delete them all. Eventually I will. I'm just lazy right now. Once you get accepted, now granted, this is because I have every single department, being the owner of the CAD, quote unquote. I own this license of the CAD. You know, Black Jesus and his company own the actual CAD, but you know, this is, for all intents and purposes, I'm the owner. So these are all the different departments that are available. I don't think I have highway on here, but there is one for highway. I think I took that off of mine because I believe I deleted it completely. So as far as your civilian stuff goes, you're probably only going to see this one. It's going to be right up here. So you're going to click on it. It's going to take you to this main screen, so it looks like you're trying to log in on a normal computer. You're going to hit log in, and it's going to be blank. So you're going to hit create civilian. You're first going to start off with their birthday. So we're going to say that they're born, you know, February 11th of 1981. It's a male. We're going to make him white. We'll give him brown hair. You can upload an image. I don't really have any images. I probably should have. I can find one. This is something I always used to do. If you really want something kind of funny, you can just go to Google and type funny mugshots. Click on images, and every single one of them you could think of. And supposedly these are all real. They look pretty real. But you can use whatever one you want. You know, if you're a male, use a male one. Use the correct ethnicity and everything else, so that way, you know, it's not saying that you're white, but your character is African American, you know, and trying to throw us off. I've always loved this dude's mugshot. It's probably photoshopped to hell, but whatever. So we'll go in here, we'll use his mugshot. So for his first name, we'll do Tommy. For his last name, we'll do Buns. I don't know why. If anyone knows who the comedian Tom Segura is, that's his nickname. For address, if you own a house, it'll have a postal code. That'll be your technical house number. Unless the house has a house number on it, then use that and use the street. We'll do like 3030 East Joshua Road, Sandy Shores, San Andreas. Because he looks like the type of person that would frequent Sandy Shores. Weight, he looks like a meth head, so he's probably 165 pounds. We'll say he's like 5'10". Oops. I guess it's probably in inches. So 60 inches is 5 feet, so 70 inches. Occupation. Shitbag. Last four of social. I've had a couple people ask me about this and freak the fuck out. We are not asking for the real last four of your social. Don't put it in. I don't care if you put 0000. I don't care if you put 9999 or 6666. I don't fucking care. Don't use a real one. You're probably going to end up using someone's real one if you do a bunch of random numbers, but it's not yours. Just don't put your real one in, and then we won't have to worry about it. This isn't going to be saved. Like, we can view them on, the police side of shit, but we're not going to be using it as an identifier. So just for your own safety, don't use your real one. So we're just going to do 8787. And at that point, it allows you to create. If you don't fill if you don't fill something out here, it won't let you create. But you can go through and you can do allergies. You can do current medication. So allergies, we'll just do this is just for fun. He's allergic to women. His current medication is heroin. And then create civilian. Oh, fuck. He must be doing an update real quick. So we gotta do it all over again. Everything's gonna change real fast. Oops, would help if I spelled the fucking name right. Alright, it's obviously putting everything in. It's going to create everything. So then you'll see his basic layout here. The only thing that I'm seeing that would be cool if we could do, I don't know if they'll do it in the future or what, you can't edit this as far as I know unless they change something. From the look of it, you cannot. So you're pretty much shit out of luck. To where if you move, you buy a house and then you sell the house and move or whatever, you have to delete your civilian, which could possibly be 30 cars. So keep your car purchases to a minimum. There's no reason to have 30 fucking cars. You can't drive them all at one time anyways. But obviously here's your driver's license, depending on what you want RP out. So valid. Fishing license, we're going to do none. Hunting license, none, because who the fuck would give that guy a hunting license? CCW permit, we'll say valid, and then endorsements, he would never get his CDL, but it'd be hilarious. That way when a cop looks it up, you can see everything. So we're going to do a new vehicle. So you're going to type in your plate number. However, you have to do it exactly how we have it in the server. 3 letters, 3 numbers. So let's say it's WEW 669. You know, make Toyota Supra black. We're going to have the 2020 body style coupe. Insurance company. This is new. This is something part of the update, which is really fucking cool. Before it was only Geico, but it's cool that he added all this stuff. I know it's not like anything major, but it just gives you more realism. You know, is the vehicle insured? Is it registered? Yes, you're going to register the vehicle. So now it's going to pop up here. And you can see all this stuff. You can delete this one car. You can actually mark it stolen. And I'll show you something else that we're going to do once they are stolen. You can update your impound status. I'm not really a big fan of civilians having this ability because of the fact that they shouldn't be able to impound and release their own vehicles. We have a script in the server that if your vehicle is impounded, you physically can't drive it because it pulls it from your garage, impounds it, and doesn't allow you to get it back until you get it out. So I'm not really a big fan of this, but you know, other servers that may not have what we have, I guess you leave it open, and if you slide it the other way, and I don't know, I haven't really messed with the civilian side, but you know, other servers may not have what we have. They may not be ESX based, you know, whatever. So that's kind of cool. You know, you can go through and you can actually send other people text messages. So you can only send other civilians. You can't send police officers text messages, which is something I really like. The fact that you can't bother a cop and harass him. So it's cool that you can do that. They'll actually get a pop-up saying that, you know, they got a message. And they can respond to you right here. You know, obviously we have in-game phones and everything else. But it's still kind of cool to be able to do that. You know, if you need to change your civ, you can change your civ. Create a warrant if you want to give yourself a warrant. The only thing I would need to check, and I would have to ask him, I could probably do it because the fact that see, I could create a warrant for somebody else, and I don't know if it's because of my permissions of being the owner, or if it's like that for everyone. That's a huge security issue because, you know, some shithead could make a bunch of warrants, and now we're RPing out a bunch of crap that doesn't actually exist, and it's just a waste of our fucking time. You can do volunteer firefighter if you have the okay from EMS firefighter. You know, you can do new weapon. So let's say we want to give this guy a Glock 17, which is a combat pistol in our server. You just type in Glock 17, hit register, and when you actually you can see it here. I don't know why the number didn't pop, why the model didn't pop up. It might actually, you might have to use the in-game names. Yeah. So combat pistol would be a Glock 17, so that's where it comes up there. Other than that, as far as the Civ side, this is all you would need to do to get your character up and running. If you want to call 911...
911, what's the nature of your emergency?
That was really loud. I didn't expect my volume to be that high. Again, you have in-game phones that you can call 911. This is really good for if you have dispatchers that are not in-game. You can do this. They'll get it and go from there. The other thing which pertains to like, you can view your driver's license, your birth certificate, social security card. So this is where that comes into play, and your passport. They all look really legit. They look like they do in real life. So it's kind of cool with that. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all you would need to do on this end. I'll actually go through and show you guys something that most people don't normally see, but I don't really care. If you don't have the permission, you can't see it anyways. But I'll show you the police side. So if you're an LEO, obviously you'll see everyone gets civilian. It is what it is. So that way people can make up different characters. So you'll be at your main screen, you hit CAD, and whatever department you're in. Obviously right now we're only running Los Angeles County Sheriff, so that's all you're gonna see. I'm actually gonna be taking out the other police departments. But here's where your unit number and your rank are gonna show up, and then all the different subdivisions. It's fucking crazy how many subdivisions are here. If you're going on a ride along, if you're an FTO, you'd go 10-12. If you are Owen, you're going to be stuck on bike patrol. The only one that I would think would be fucking hilarious, just for shits and giggles, would be to put in parking enforcement, so that way we can, when officers get demoted, we make them parking enforcement, make them write fucking parking tickets down at the beach. They do have officer on probation, but you can do like water recovery, lake patrol. We don't have all these units in the server. That's a lot of different subdivisions, but it coincides with fire. It has their individual ranks too: volunteer, probationary, firefighter, EMT, paramedic, driver, engineer, battalion chief, all that stuff. So it gives them their ranks as well. So basically, pretty much anything under 10-12 is for fire, EMS. Everything above it is for police, with the exception of this, which is communication. But if you're an FTO, you can go click on FTO, so that way dispatch can see it. Every officer, unless you are given and apply for and approved and trained on your subdivision, you're going to be traffic enforcement. So then you're going to click on the server, and obviously it's loading everything up. So this is the main look of the CAD. It looks like you're sitting in a police car staring at the Tough book. It has your radio here. And it's going to give you all your basic information. Like right now I'm 10-7. I'm part of the traffic enforcement. My rank is sheriff. And as you can see down here, every officer can see every single person that is on duty right now, an active unit. So if anyone's logged in, they're going to see this. So if all of a sudden you've got sheriff next to your name and you're not me, we're going to know you're fucking adding in the wrong rank. So don't add in the wrong rank. You know your rank, use your rank. You can see all the stolen vehicles that come up. We can delete them if we want once they're found. I'll go 10-8. If you want to search plate numbers, I haven't created my civ, but I know that's one of my plate numbers. If I wanted to look up Tommy Buns, I can look him up. This is not pertaining necessarily to him. This is showing different vehicle accidents. So if you're an officer, don't assume that he got into an accident with this dude. You can suspend and revoke their shit from here. I know you can do it on the civ side. It'd be nice if they were to validate it once, and then after that they never could revalidate it. It'd be nice if they could lock it out. I know they were working on it. I'm not sure if they actually got it working, because once we hit suspend, it'd be nice if only LEOs could reinstate it. And if we hit revoke, that character never can get it reinstated again. This is going to come up his warrants, his arrests, his tickets. Here's that combat pistol. Here's his car. So here's where I can actually impound it and release it. It's not impounded, it's not stolen. It is insured, and obviously it's here, so it's registered. If I wanted to write him a citation, it's going to be your basic shit. If you want to make a call, say there is no dispatch on, there's 4 active bolos. These are all examples, so I'm going to clear them before we start. He had it on there as far as test, which is cool. Your penal code's going to be here. Again, a chat, but this time you can actually, if other officers were on, you could chat with other officers. Here's like your forms. It's really extensive, and this is really what sets the CAD apart from everybody else and from any other one that I've ever seen or tried or thought about purchasing. Anything else. The amount of reports that you can write is fucking insane. The biggest one that most of them are lacking is an accident report. Why? I don't know. You would figure it'd be the most common thing that they should have. They actually put it in. It works. It's cool. And it's right. You can do an affidavit. You can do a witness statement. This is if you were an idiot and you wrecked your car. You have to submit this. The reprimand form, if you're a higher ranking officer and you're doing a counseling session for an under ranking officer. An incident report, there's tons of stuff that you can do here, whether it be just a minor domestic or something like that, 2 neighbors fighting about some stupid shit. If you're impounding a vehicle, this is almost identical to what we have in server that we impound. If you want to push it one step further, obviously they'll see the one in the server, but if you want to push it one step further, you can impound it here. Blood alcohol concentration form is insane how much shit is here. All the different stuff. As far as the horizontal gaze, it's pretty legit as far as what is there. And it also helps you with, if you're not really good at doing field sobriety tests, roadsides, it helps you with, okay, were they doing any of these things? Do you smell anything? Obviously that all has to be RP'd out. Did you find any alcohol? How much they have to drink? And then the biggest thing right down here is when you go to breathalyze them and you ask them what does it show, and they say, oh, it shows a 0.16. You would literally type in 0.16. Go through and fill these all out as best as possible. If you just don't know, you can either ask your CO or you can ask anyone that's filled one out, and they should be able to help you. Field interview report, jail booking, which is really cool. If you transport or you're booking someone and you end up sending them to jail, you can go through and fill all this stuff out. I do understand, it is more paperwork for you to do in the server. However, you can ask any real police officer the amount of paperwork that they have to do when they arrest somebody, when they search someone and find drugs, when they give them a DUI. The amount of paperwork that they do is fucking ridiculous. So it's realistic. We are a realistic RP server, so this is what's going to happen. When you need to fill out a stolen vehicle report, someone comes to you and says, hey, my car is stolen, fill this out. Make it as realistic as possible. It's only going to be more fun for us when all of a sudden there's a shitload of paper trail behind this one person. let's use it. It's here, use it. You know, if you need to create a bolo, you can create a bolo. It gives you whether it's the vehicle or the person. You know, if it's a person, we're probably going to be writing a warrant, depending on the problem. You know, I can turn around and I can actually view every single one of these. Anyone that is a supervisor, so basically from sergeant up, is going to have the supervisor panel available to them. They can view every single one of these. They will watch them, and this will determine whether or not you get the next rank. You know, it won't be, oh, because your paperwork sucks or is really good, you're not getting promoted. You are getting promoted, but it's going to help us with one more key to how well are you actually doing your job. You know, in order to do anything, as you can see right here, I'm on duty, but I'm not available. Oh, I am available, actually. I don't know if it got updated when I clicked on one of these things, but it's saying I'm 10-8. I can't do anything. It's not changing. You know, if I'm out of service, 10-7. If I'm busy, 10-6. They don't have one for 10-5 because not every department, not every server uses 10-5. Obviously, for all of our guys, we know that it is a meal break. So instead of calling into dispatch that show me 10 whatever, do it yourself. Change it yourself so that way we all can see, okay, you know, 1 Adam 87 is red, so he's unavailable. 1 Adam 35 is the lighter shade of red, he's a 10-6. You know, 2 Bravo 13 is green, he's available. Because dispatchers can see that, and then also we can create the calls when we don't have a dispatcher, and we can see who is available. There will be stuff that'll pop up here when calls are available, because I can actually attach myself to this call. If you're going out and you're a 1032 to a call, if someone isn't available, to attach yourself to the call. You know, I can attach myself right here. And there we go. You know, it puts me on my current call now, all this stuff updated, and it shows who's on this, who isn't, and we can go from there. So technically the test name is primary, I'm secondary. You know, it originated never because it's a test one, but that's how you would do it. If you want to create a new call, he had it there, and I don't know where it went. Huh. I wonder if they took it out to put in 2 things. I don't know if they know that it's gone. I know you can... I don't know if this actually will create a call. But yeah, they used to have create a call here. So it's something I'll have to talk to him about. You know, I can actually remove him off the call. Now I'm primary. If you were to just leave it like this and go to delete it, you have to enter in field notes as far as what happened. Try and be fairly descriptive. You don't have to write a novel on it. You know, you won't be able to delete the call or close the call because obviously you're going to go code 4. And then you're going to delete the call, and it clears you from it. The only thing you have to do is right now it's saying yellow, so I have to go back 10-8. Now I'm green, and it showed this unit 10-8. So it's kind of, I'll have to talk to him about where create call went. I don't know if he's aware that it left or not. Because if you go into the dispatch side, you know, this is their layout. Here's create a call. What the fuck? I think that was from, okay, it was a test. So we're going to clear the panic button. You know, it's only showing 1 unit available. You can see attached call, blah, 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 blah. Here's create a call. You can also do it down here. I guess this one isn't working because it's literally right here. So, you know, if an officer calls in at 1011, oops, their location, so, you know, East Joshua, postal code 3030. Signal code is going to be, you know, how are they responding? Code 3, code 2. This is mainly for, like, when you're attaching someone to the call. You know, primary unit, call description, you just traffic stop, speeding, create the call. You know, a lot of people aren't going to see this. This is on the dispatch side. So now basically what it's doing is it's relaying the information from you to the officer, and he's going to get that notification. He's going to get that pop-up, everything else, that he's on the call, and it shows you here that he's already attached, so I can't do anything else to it. However, I can edit the call, so like if someone else came on duty, he's got to go 10-7 for the night or whatever. I can pull him as primary, put him, you know, put another unit on secondary, or let's say, you know, there was a fire, you know, a car accident, and then all of a sudden a fire broke out. You know, it's, you can attach fire, all that shit. So we'll remove him from the call. I can't fucking, I think the officer has to do it. So now there's an open, I'll have to attach myself to it later. You know, I can actually physically set their status, so that's when you hear them say, you know, dispatch, show me 10-8, okay, he's available. So, you know, we'll do stuff later. You can turn off the tow if you don't want to see anyone that's on tow, if you don't want to see anyone that's on fire. LEO, same thing. You know, there's all the different calls that I could have attached them. You know, other than that, it's real cut and dry, real simple. I know it's a quick rundown, and I know I made this video a lot longer than I initially anticipated. I didn't think I was going to do it for 40 minutes. I thought it was going to be like 15, 20. The other thing, too, if you're LEO, dispatch, fire, EMS, when you get off for the night, you have to do this. Put yourself unavailable, and then, you know, off duty for dispatch, and then log out. That way it'll actually pull you from, because right now it's only showing one LEO on duty. That's that test account. If you don't, it'll leave everybody in the server, every LEO, it'll show them in the CAD, and we won't know what the fuck their status is. So, you know, you may not have talked to someone physically, but if all of a sudden they're showing up in CAD and you're trying to do something, and it's like, well, hey, are you available? You try talking to them over TeamSpeak, and you look like an idiot because you're trying to talk to someone who's sound asleep. So make sure you log out. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm going to put Black Jesus' information in the description. I'm going to put an invite to his Discord for anyone that's watching this that is not in our server. You know, random people do watch my shit. So if you are interested in any more information or buying his CAD, I am in no way, shape, or form affiliated with them at all. I'm just a customer of theirs. I'm making this video strictly so that way my civilians, my LEOs, my fire, my EMS, they know how to get into it from our server, and they use it. It's not a promotional video for him to sell it in any way, shape, or form. But I did tell him that I'm going to be doing this and that I would give him, you know, the information, put it out there. So if you're interested in purchasing it or anything else, contact him. Do not contact me about buying it. Don't contact me about payment. I have nothing to do with it. Contact those guys. Other than that, I will talk to you guys later.